Hello, Andrew here again, and today is episode 218. We're nearly at the end. Today we pick up the narrative again at the one of Matthew's part of the birth and subsequent events narrative of the life of Jesus. So the Magi have just visited, and they have left by another route out of the Holy Land. And we pick up the narrative in Matthew chapter 2 verse 13. Now, after they'd left, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, "Get up, take the child and his mother, and flee to Egypt, and remain there until I tell you. For Herod is about to search for the child, to destroy him." Then Joseph got up, took the child and his mother by night, and went to Egypt, and remained there until the death of Herod. This was to fulfill what was spoken by the Lord through the prophet, "Out of Egypt I have called my son." We see that events move quite quickly. These events are not recorded in Luke's account. In fact, it seems that they are not recorded anywhere else, at least as far as I can understand. This does not mean they did not happen, though many would want to cast doubt upon their historicity. And while they are not contradictory, the account of Matthew of the visit of the Magi, the flight to Egypt, the slaughter of the innocents, and the return to Nazareth need to be shoehorned in to the account of Luke in order to make it fit. Having said that, they can fit, and they certainly add to the overall story. What strikes me in this narrative we've had today is the way that God speaks to Joseph through his dreams. And Joseph has become very responsive to those dreams. He trusts them and acts immediately. Now, God doesn't speak to all of us through our dreams. Some people it seems to be the way. Others, it can often be through Scripture. Something suddenly becomes alive. Some of us it's simply in our prayer, and we have a sense of the prompting and the leading of God. Some of us is in circumstances of things that are happening around us, and we start to notice things in particular. There's a whole lot of different ways in which God speaks. For some people, it's actually through other people. There's a lot of different ways in which God speaks to us. And so here, God speaks to Joseph through his dreams. I've wondered whether he would have acted so quickly if this command to flee to Egypt had been his first dream. If Bethlehem, for example, was his natural habitat, a place where he lived all his life and was settled. But it wasn't, you see. Although Matthew doesn't tell us this, Joseph and Mary originate in Nazareth. They've already responded once to a significant dislocation at the behest of the Roman emperor to comply with the requirements of a census. They have stripped down to the basics for travel. They are travelling light. They have no possessions that they don't need, although they now have some gifts they'll be dragging around with them courtesy of the Magi. There's a sense that God has been preparing them for this. My experience of God is that this is consistent with how life actually unfolds. We're given the experience in the smaller things so that we're more ready to respond to the bigger things. I've certainly been noticing in my own life, certainly even of late. And even the parable of the talents points in that direction, the one that Jesus shares. It points in that direction. Trust in little things can trust you in big things. It's all pointing in that direction. As I said, I'm discovering this in my new role. And some of it has been a little bit surprising, but it's been also, God's been at work in all of this in ways that I hadn't seen or understood before. So when the call comes to get up, right now, pack up Mary and Joseph and head off into the night in the direction of Egypt, Joseph doesn't need telling twice. For Joseph, there is a context that he fully understands. He knows what it means. He recognizes the risks. The visit of the Magi, while a real blessing, has a dark side and has exposed the family to danger. Until now, they have been flying under the radar. They're a little family of unfortunates, lost in the morass of heaving humanity that has been on the roads and competing for accommodation in Bethlehem. Now they are prey, hunted by a ruthless and paranoid, therefore doubly dangerous, king, who kills any that he regards as a threat to him, even babies. And the troops, are they right behind them? No, not at this point, though it's possible that they slip across the border with Egypt only just in time. Their capacity for travelling quickly would be quite limited, whereas the troops of Herod, when he casts a wider net, might find Joseph and Mary and the child easily caught in it. So they're gone before daybreak into a new life, one they could never have imagined even a few short weeks before. What an adventure, if you call it that. How it would have cemented the bond of the relationship between Joseph, Mary and Jesus. And I think that's true, it would have done. How long were they in Egypt? We cannot know. It could have been anything from months to a number of years. The veil, as with much of Jesus' young life, is drawn over those years. What we see is that being in company with Jesus is not without risk. That at times the purposes of God seem to hang by a thread. This is a theme that runs consistently throughout Scripture. You can see it right from the beginning, right through. And it can feel like that for us also. We should not be surprised that from time to time it will feel like the wheels are coming off. Yet in the process, faith is being strengthened. Trust is being built. Relationships that may have appeared tenuous are being developed, enriched, ennobled, and loved into a deeper life together. At least, I hope that's how you're experiencing it. It's been my experience. I hope it's how you're experiencing it. God bless you.